Like her head is just propped up on a pillow and she's just behind me. I mean, you can kind of see her, but she's using the rice pillow right now to lay down. Oh, she knows we're talking about her. Sorry for the delay in getting this video out to you all. Sometimes life just happens and suddenly it's Wednesday and there's no content and nothing to edit. But yeah, I've been pretty busy this week with work and just, actually I'm a liar. I've just been like relaxing and just like taking the time to breathe and lay down and rot a little bit because like the weeks prior I've just been like so busy. So yeah, I had like a crazy weekend bender actually. And I think that kind of deterred me from wanting to do anything for the rest of the week, but we're here today, better late than never. Also, how is it already March? That's kind of crazy. Like, time is just speeding by and it's kind of scaring me, but which is like partially the reason why I'm just trying to sit down, because like I just want to chill for a bit. But time is just speeding by. January went by really like slow, and then towards the end of January, that's when I feel like things start picking up. And on top of like the many birthdays and events that are happening, people coming back to the city, a lot of my friends' birthdays are on March. Things just start like going real quick. I'm gonna start with my weekly report. I am currently not reading anything at the moment, but my sister and I are going to start doing a little book club, which is just literally between the both of us. And my sister lives in Texas. Shout out Lynette. What we're going to do is just read like 1 or 2 chapters a week, then FaceTime each other at the end. The book that we're reading this week is called Minor Feelings by Kathy Park Hong. This is just a book about like the different struggles that minorities overcome, and kind of like a critical analysis on the roles that Asian Americans play in the States. It's kind of like part history of Asian Americans and then also like part memoir with Kathy just talking about her own experiences in growing up here. I first discovered this book like 2 years ago and I really liked it. It really spoke to me. At the time, it felt like I was kind of going through like some form of self-awakening, moving from my hometown to a very diverse city. And with that came a lot of like newfound self-love that I hadn't really discovered until then. So I got that book again 2 years ago, started reading it on a trip in Europe, and I never finished, but the book came up again in a conversation between my sister and I, and now we're going to read it soon. So that'll be exciting. What I'm eating, I feel like I kind of eat like the same things typically. Like I'm always eating something with soup. Definitely always something with sushi or like seafood. I don't eat a lot of like red meats now that I think about it, but I have been really craving fufu and agusi. I hope I'm not like botching that word, but please come and correct me if I am. But it's a type of Nigerian cuisine, which coincidentally was Ghana Independence Day yesterday, and I was really craving it. Haven't tried it, but I really want to. I saw that there's a restaurant near me that sells it. And then one of my friends that is Ghanaian recommended this one spot in Flatbush. So I'm hoping to check that out sometime soon. But that's what I am hoping to eat soon. And what am I playing? I mean, I play a lot of Fortnite. So I've still been doing that. I've been playing with a lot of my friends from Texas, which is nice because like we do it so often that we're able to just catch up and play with each other, and it's just really nice because they don't live here. I've been really obsessing over Jenny's new song, Like Jenny. It just came out last night. I haven't listened to the entire album yet, but she kind of sold me with that one music video that she has on her TikTok. Like, she looks so cute. And I saw like little clips of the music video itself. Also, heavily obsessing over Bad Baby's Miss Whitman song. I don't know, this is a little bit goofy, but yeah, this is a diss track towards Alabama Barker. It's just so good. I just love Bad Baby so much. I was kind of on the hate train like 4 or 5 years ago, but I mean, ever since Gucci Flip Flops, I kind of grew some love towards her. And then now with this song, it's just so crazy. Like, she just knows how to rap and she's so good. Yeah, I do stim that song going to work and walking down 34th, which is insane because honestly, sometimes when I stim these songs, I wonder if the person next to me when I'm on a train can hear it. Like, if they can just hear, like, if we're on the same train together and we're going through the same stops for an extended amount of time, like, I wonder if they can just hear me play the same song over again. That's actually like a new fear unlock that I've had recently. But anyway, streaming Miss Whitman by Bad Baby, you should too. And in terms of recommending, I kind of recommend everyone to just relax and have a break time, because it's so easy to be so optimistic for the new year. I know I'm always so excited for the new year and like what's to come and the different possibilities. But I think with that can easily come burnout. And I just recommend everyone to just chill, relax, lay down, put your feet up. I don't really believe in working hard all the time. This is literally the reason why I'm coming out late with this video. But yeah, just relax and enjoy yourself. And I'm treating myself out later to a burger. I'm going to see my friend Cammie. And we're going to go get a burger at High Life, which I think is a new burger joint that opened up in the East Village. So I'm super excited. I'm actually not really a burger person, and I like stand by this. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it's like really hard for me to eat red meat. But when I'm craving a burger, I'm craving a burger. So I'm going to get my munching on later. I want to know if you guys have ever said, "That's so real," in response to something completely unhinged, like to a tweet that says, "I haven't felt joy since 2016," or like a TikTok of like just someone that's eating something. I feel like if so, that means you're chronically online. And today I want to talk about something that I feel that has like infected all of our brains, which is being chronically online, which is exactly how I'm keeping you all here. I think the internet has really reprogrammed our brains, or like at least Gen Z's entire sense of self, going down to literally how we talk, how we dress, how we think, how we process reality. I want to be clear, I don't necessarily think it's like, oh, you're just constantly on that damn phone too much. I don't think it really has to do with like spending too much time. I think it's just about like the way we curate our personalities and the way that every interaction can be a discourse, and the fact that like some of us, literally I included, I fall into this tragically, literally struggle to hold a conversation without referencing a meme. So it's kind of scary. It's kind of deep. Me picking up my phone right now. I'm just trying to see the notes that I wrote. I think the term chronically online at its core is just when someone spends so much time on the internet that their worldview is shaped by online culture rather than just real life. Again, it's not just knowing memes. I think it applies to when your brain literally starts applying Twitter and TikTok logic to real world situations. So one crazy example that I'm going to give is I have been saying the word bruh a lot. And this first started when I was sitting next to my boyfriend, and literally it was just silence, crickets. And suddenly I was just like, my brain just told me to say it. which if you know me, like that is not my common vocabulary. Like I feel like I'll say brain rot shit, but there are like some brain rot things that I will not say. So we were just sitting down and I was like, bruh. And he literally like broke out into laughter because that is just so not my character. Um and since then, like I've been saying it every single day. And like something will happen where like my coworker or like my boss will tell me to do something, or like I'll drop something on the floor and then like I'll just be like bruh moment. And like it's just gone to such a high degree where like I'll be like biggest bruh moment of 2025 or something. All to say is that literally anything I do, all I will reply or react to it is by saying bruh. Could also be said for the many times in my previous podcast episodes where one of my guests will say something and I'll literally use a meme analogy to reference it. Like, it's kind of insane. Like, I think it definitely does affect relationships and friendships and the way that we have these conversations with people, because I find that sometimes with certain groups of people, there's only so much that can be said for them to fully understand what I'm talking about. I feel like the algorithm really plays a big role in that. The algorithm literally gets us so far down to what we like to wear, what kind of food we like to eat. Like, if I were to open up my Instagram Explore page right now and show you all, I think literally everything there would pretty much be curated to my own interests, so far into like the type of humor I'm into, the clothes I like to wear, the nails that I like to look at, the food that I like to eat. Like, it's kind of insane. And so having some conversations with people whose algorithms are completely different, it's like there's only so much that can be said. There's only so much, like, this relationship can only go as deep as our interests align on the internet that we consume. I think a great example of this would be with this one person that I worked with. And it was kind of insane because she was talking to me about Barstool. And if you aren't familiar, Barstool Sports is kind of just a media company that posts viral videos and highlights like pop culture stuff. A lot of the content that they have is very mainstream. I think I would kind of describe their audience as like sport enthusiasts, people who love pop culture and viral moments and like internet drama. It's like very, like, the culture is very bro driven. And so we were having a conversation about like these two, I think it was like, I can't even remember if it was a basketball or a football player that got into drama with like his girlfriend. And then like this other ex-girlfriend or something was involved. Or I think she was like someone that like the guy was cheating on his girlfriend with. But like, all to say, she was asking me if I knew any of these people. And I was like, no, I don't. And then she was like, what? Like, this guy's the owner of Barstool. Do you know what Barstool is? And I was like, I don't know what Barstool Sports are. And she got so, like, she freaked out. I literally remember, like, the reaction she had was just so offensive towards me, because I was kind of like, okay, like, I feel kind of stupid. I kind of just had to face the reality and be like, you shouldn't be making me feel so bad about not knowing Barstool Sports. I think we just both consume different types of media, which is kind of crazy because I feel like the internet has found a way to create personalities and categorize people. I think at the end of the day, I was like, I wouldn't know what that is because you and I are two different people. And I think with that also involves like the types of friendships and the people that we seek in our lives. Like, I kept thinking after that whole interaction, like, am I just dumb for not knowing that? But I guess it's like, I don't care about that. That's not the type of things that I like on my feed. None of my current friends I know actively consumes like Barstool Sports or any other type of media aligned. It kind of goes with the saying, birds of the same feather flock together. social media and like the internet reinforces one-dimensional communication, because as it is, you mostly interact with people who already think like you, which kind of brings me into my next topic in regards to all of this, which are subcultures. Like, I feel like in the early Tumblr era, which I don't know if y'all remember this, but there were like different things like hipster, scene kid, minimalist art hoe. And now I feel like the internet just moves so fast, so that personalities are just like a collection of trends. You have like clean girl, mob wife, rat girl. The internet really thrives off of micro labeling, and people don't just necessarily exist anymore. They find the need to brand themselves. We're kind of past the point of being into something and more into fitting an aesthetic, a niche, or a core. Once a month, someone or everyone is obsessed with being a clean girl, whether that's like a slick back bun, gold jewelry, oat milk matcha, Pilates reformer class, and then suddenly we're gonna be a mob girl the next. And don't get me wrong, I think it's fun. I think it keeps things exciting, but when did personalities feel kind of like an iOS update? And instead of just being someone that has like really random interests, now it just ends up being like we are whatever trend is going on. And of course, I think it is this way because brands eat this up. Because once a persona becomes popular enough, suddenly there are like entire products that are being marketed to that aesthetic. For example, I know when those Stanley Cups were huge and so many people were riding on that wave, which again, I'm not blaming you all, or I'm not like shaming it. Literally, go you. Those Stanley Cups are cute. I was so close to buying one. It's almost as if like capitalism sees the rat girl aesthetic and it's like, okay, this is perfect. Let's give you a nice vintage sweater to market that for us and overpriced kombucha. And this is where I feel like it gets a little bit exhausting, because once you commit to an online persona, it's like you have to keep it up. And if you branded yourself as the cool girl who only listens to niche music, you start feeling like you can't admit that you secretly do enjoy that one corny pop song that just came out. And then if your whole identity is like, I'm a wellness girly, suddenly you feel bad for eating Taco Bell. And then it's like, wait, do I even like this aesthetic, or am I just performing it because the internet told me to do so? I also think that the internet has fucked up small talk, and not in a cute, oh my god, I'm so awkward way. I think it like literally means people do not know how to communicate. And I've had this conversation with my sister, and basically the way that she could sum it up was, she said like, everyone is speaking in English, but you don't understand what they're saying. And I mean, I guess that could go back to my whole bruh moment. I think it's easy to joke about being chronically online because I do that all the time. But again, the internet has literally rewired our brains, and it's kind of terrifying. Like to the point where people feel like they don't exist unless they're posting about their lives. And if they're not posting, then they're just constantly consuming and feeling the need to take on every single thing that happens outside. Which again, hey, I'm on both of these categories. It's fine. But just like talking about the obvious effects it has, like obviously our attention span is getting shorter. I said this before in my last episode about how I was so excited about TikTok potentially shutting down, because I was like, oh, this is going to be so good for me. This is going to be so good for everyone. Our attention spans are going to go back to normal. Like, yay, long form media. Love it so much. But it's kind of wild. Like, I've talked about the amount of emotions and thoughts and feelings that you go through on like a TikTok scroll. Like, let's say you sit down for 30 minutes on TikTok, which granted, of course, that's a lot of time. But you'll be happy one second, sad the next, angry the next, sad again. Like, it's kind of insane. It's almost distorted our sense of self a bit, I think. Most of the information that we digest is literally things that we are not going to remember the next day. Like, I don't even remember what I scrolled on this morning. I don't remember what I saw yesterday, but at the time I did, and I liked it and I enjoyed it. And it kind of just feeds into like a temporary dopamine boost. There have been times that at least I've experienced where I will have an amazing night out, but because of that, I don't take pictures, which is great. I mean, at the time, it's like I'm in the moment, I'm present, I'm having fun. But then I'm like, oh, I have nothing to post. Like, kind of crazy that I have fallen the need to do that. It feels almost like incomplete because I just didn't capture the social validation that comes with posting it. And it's not necessarily like flexing. I think it's just the way that we've trained our brain to archive our lives in a way that's meant to be consumed by others. Like, instead of just experiencing things for ourselves, we're constantly framing the moment as a form of content. Even when we're having fun, there's like this little voice in the back of our heads that's like, should I be posting this? There's been definitely moments that happen a lot like that with me, at least. And also part of the reason why I kind of have like a hate to love relationship when it comes to vlogging, because there are so many moments where I'm like, one, I'll like just completely forget to vlog. I'll completely forget to take my camera out. And two, I'll be like, I'm enjoying this right now. I don't want to document this. Which I guess like I completely forget about it because I'm having so much fun, or just because like I'm being present in the moment. I think with that being said, the concept of parasocial relationships kind of bleeds into real life. It's already been around for decades because of celebrities and all that, but I think being chronically online has kind of blurred that line between online personas and real life interactions. People aren't just like developing parasocial bonds with celebrities anymore. They're applying the same energy to acquaintances, strangers, and people that they see have like a huge following. I think because social media gamifies relationships, like with likes and views and replies equals validation, then people have started interacting with real life friends in like a detached audience like way. Like, instead of texting your friend like, how are you doing, someone will just react to their Instagram post and they'll be like, I'm socializing with you. And then like people expect life updates through posts, not necessarily by conversation. I usually find that like I'll run into a friend and then I'll be like, oh my God, I saw you went on a trip. And instead of like actually asking about it, I think like they feel they already know because they consumed it like content. I think another example of like parasocial relationships bleeding into friendships is kind of like birthday posts. Like, do you ever feel weird when a friend doesn't post about you on your birthday? Like, you know they love you and they texted you and they even saw you in person, but something still might feel off because they didn't post about you. I think it's like definitely things like that. Same thing can be said for when people don't respond to us in a few days. I think we've developed this weird sense of entitlement to people's time and attention. And if someone doesn't perform constant digital affection, we start questioning the entire relationship. But the thing is, normal friendships are not 24/7 engagement cycles. Like, in real life, you literally go days, even weeks without talking to someone, and it's fine. But on the internet, if you're not constantly visible in each other's lives, it feels like something's wrong. Again, one of the biggest problems with being chronically online is that we're just constantly performing, whether we mean to or not. Like, it's shaped our personalities, it's shaped our aesthetics, even our own opinions. We kind of built things with a built-in audience in mind. Can we go back to a time when the internet wasn't our entire personality? I don't think so. And maybe that's okay. The internet isn't just a tool anymore. It's literally a language, culture, an entire ecosystem that we are raised in. So telling Gen Z to just go outside and touch grass, it seems a little naive because at this point, the internet is real life. But I think the answer is, how do we let it define us? And I think it's balance. I think it's awareness. I think it's like catching yourself when you're treating real life like content. Notice when you're thinking in tweets or in TikTok. I literally just thought bruh right now. Asking yourself if you're passionate about something, or if you like it or if you just like it because you saw it trending. And again, which is one thing that I'm working on with myself, is being okay with having private moments that do not need to be shared and saying no more. Because at the end of the day, we can't escape but be online. I'm on Do Not Disturb right now because I'm filming. Next week's episode will be on time. I'm sorry. But I will be talking about tennis because a lot of you guys have been asking me about tennis. And I guess I can't escape it. I gotta talk about it. I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. It's so nice outside in New York. Oh my God. Rejoice, rejoice. Stay hydrated. Make sure if you do anything in the weekend, you stay hydrated before you go out that night. Make sure you eat something. Take care always. Look both ways, whether you're walking or driving. I love you.